everyone, this is Music Mukbang. I am Zoe, and today we're talking to HauntedxHumans.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Who are we speaking with?
I'm Justice.
Justice?
I'm Jackson.
Okay.
And I'm Wyatt.
Okay, 1 second. Oh, you can open it.
No.
Is shit going on?
Can I grab my jacket?
Yeah, grab a jacket. You're
Sorry,
good.
so
Nothing's live. That's the beauty of it.
Just edit it. Fix it and post.
Just all edited.
Yeah. Fix it and post.
I can imagine how intimidating that was to just open the door and be like, oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's so many people that
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, honestly, I might just keep all that shit in there.
Yeah, please do.
So you guys just released an EP. That's the hot thing. New Music Friday. Tell me about it.
Thank you. We've been working on this EP for about we've been a band for about 6 years now. So 4 of them, we've been working on this EP, going through like a bunch of different changes and like finding ourselves as a band.
In a way, our first song was like Washing My Eyes is the first song we ever wrote.
Okay.
And that's on the EP, so
Yeah.
in a way, it's been like 6 years in the process.
I mean, on top of that, we had to start from the ground up, figure out how to do everything ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the EP is like, it's like the culmination of like, we've gone through so many changes of like, there's been 2 other members that have been a part of this, but like, it started with like the 3 of us, and it just kind of got to a point where it was like, fuck it, we can just do it, the 3 of us. Like
Yeah.
we don't need anything else. So yeah, we've just been doing
Technology.
And
Definitely
what
just technology.
do each of you guys play?
I'm the front man.
Okay.
I'm the drummer.
And I play guitar and keys.
Nice. At the same time?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
If I had more hands.
Well, that's always the challenge, right? When
We talked
people
about
play guitar and sing at the same time.
Oh, I can't imagine how you do that.
No,
I
it's
mean, it's
it's
crazy.
incredibly difficult. I feel like such a fool up there sometimes when I mess up, but it's like I'm also singing,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I can
it's
cover
like,
it.
no, and I feel like any musician you talk to totally understands like
Oh,
the
yeah.
struggle, and they're like,
100%.
oh yeah, dude, like don't even,
Yeah.
don't even worry about it. And like some people like can just do that so naturally. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
how? Like literally how? Like I can't even do like 2 things at like once. Like
So,
piano,
like,
fucking up.
Singing and playing guitar or playing bass at the same time, it's a breeze, but it's taking a lot of time.
There you go. Yeah, it just comes with time. So you said you guys have been a band a long time, and you can kind of see like that transition on your Spotify of like the different sound.
Yeah.
Is there any like specific moment or like just by playing how that sound shifted? Was there any like specific event that caused that shift?
I mean, I feel like it was a lot of like when we first started, we were just kind of like playing and like writing songs for fun and just
Yeah.
like doing whatever we wanted to do. And as it progressed, so many things changed, and like we went through a lot of different like sounds and a lot of different ideas that we wanted to do. But it got to a point for me where I couldn't keep doing that anymore. Like I just couldn't do what we were doing, and Jack and I we started a song that was called Bend, which is the title of the EP.
Yes.
And the first song on it, that kind of just changed a good amount of the trajectory of how we started writing songs and moving forward as a band.
I mean, before we had written everything live, like
Yeah.
just us in a room together
Right.
during our normal practice time. That's how we would write songs, and it was always kind of a mess, kind
Yeah.
of thrown together. I mean, I love those songs that we did, but now it's more refined. We're in our own space where we
Right.
have your studio set up.
Right. And
Like,
it just sorry, go ahead.
You're good. It's a combination of like being a natural progression as well, just a natural evolution of the band.
Yeah.
And we've always wanted genre blend and genre bend and just, have a bunch of different influence in what we make. So
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's kind of just naturally like what has to happen, whether like a band wants to or not. Is like
Yeah.
the sound is going to change. It's just a matter of like how you influence it and whether or not you embrace it, right?
Yeah.
So you said kind of the influences. What would be some of the bands or individually your musical influences?
there's
I mean,
several genres.
There's
Yeah.
So,
we love stuff all the way from like 9 Inch Nails to like New Edition,
Mhm.
or like Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
to like I'm trying to think of something, like Beyonce and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
now this EP doesn't necessarily sound like that, but like
Right.
the stuff that we're working on, or like the musicality of all three of us is like just, it's really hard to just like talk about like one specific influence, because we're just kind of like melting the pot
Yeah,
together.
So
I
like
mean-
the Strokes, the 1975.
In the very beginning, we were just kind of a rip-off band. I mean, as every
Yeah.
band starts,
Right.
imitation is the best form of flattery, and eventually all of our imitation blended together to form, I guess, what our sound is now.
Really
Yeah.
off of the front bottoms in the beginning.
Yeah.
There you go. So, what do you guys each have a favorite song off the EP, or do you like all of them equally?
That's a hard question. That's really difficult. I
We've
think-
been working on them for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, each of them has gone through so many iterations.
Yeah.
We look back, just
Yeah.
before it released, I looked back in our Google Drive where we store everything, and was looking at old versions of all the songs on the EP, and it is
Yeah.
insane,
I mean,
night and day.
We kind of like this entire thing was done in a studio originally, and then
Mm-hmm.
we completely scrapped it. And
Yeah.
didn't like the way it sounded because it felt like it was rushed. We had to pay to be in the studio.
Yeah.
It felt just like super confused, and like there was like no direction at all. So like, I guess now we got to a point where it was like, it doesn't matter how much money we spent. Like we spent a year recording it, and it was just like, that's not us. So we spent a total of, I think, maybe for this one it took like a year, but it was a slow moving process.
Yeah.
But then the last like 3 months we finished everything else.
We had to figure out the way we wanted to make things sound and how we're going to get it to the way we wanted
But
to.
to answer your question, I think Lips is my personal favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that one I wrote like at like 5 in the morning, just like woke up and just had chords, had words, and like had a dream. As corny as that sounds, that sounded like wickedly corny, but yeah, like I had a dream about a girl's lips, so just wrote about it, and I like that one the most.
It is super difficult. I want to say Washing My Eyes simply because of the amount of evolution it has taken, and like it's the first song we ever wrote together, and listening to it just is like nostalgic. For
It
me,
really
so.
is. I would. Wow, we're all across the board. I'm going to say Poison.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't. I think we were just noodling around in one of our live practices.
Yeah.
Jack and we always would just jam while Justice is getting set up or doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with that hook riff and was like, oh my god. Oh my god. So that was kind of my baby from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's the one I cared about.
It was exciting.
That's awesome. Well, it's cool that you guys like each have your own kind of like appreciation for the different ones and your own kind of like attachment to each of them. So, for the people that are listening, you guys have like a very cohesive fit going on here. Your Instagram has a very good vibe to it. Very, very cool. How like important is the branding and all that
Crucial.
stuff? Yeah.
Crucial.
Who is? Are you the most particular
Yeah.
about it? Okay.
So like, yeah. And I probably drive them like up a fucking wall about it,
Every once
but
in a while.
It's good though.
it's something that like, to me, like, I wanted to make sure that like what we were doing was like incredibly clear musically, but also visually, because like
Yeah.
I'm a visual and like audio person, I guess, but like I wanted to make sure that like everything that people saw or everything that people continue to see
Mhm.
like makes them think of us and sounds like the music, and if it doesn't match, then we've lost it, then we'll just drop
Yeah.
the ball. But it's crucial that like, I guess both of those are equally meeting, so that when somebody sees something in night vision, right, or like is watching, say, like The Matrix, like they see that like green text come across the screen, like subconsciously they're like, oh, HauntedxHumans, like
Yeah.
even if they don't think about it, but like
Yeah.
it's just kind of wanted that feel to everything.
Yeah.
I mean, from the very beginning, we were always about putting on the best show that we can, because it's theater, it's
Yeah.
performance. No matter how many people are watching it, our biggest thing is that it needs to be a show. We don't
Yeah.
just show up in t-shirts.
Yeah,
We make the most of our time there.
If it's 10 people or if it's 100 people, it's going to be, or if it's 1,000 people. Who knows?
it's the exact same show
Right.
every
It's the
time.
same show.
For sure. And I think, there's definitely something to be said for, like a lot of times musicians, sometimes, the more like rock associated ones, what have you, are kind of known to be like crazy and like
Yeah.
you know they're all over the place. So I think it definitely stands out that you guys are cohesive. You know
Right.
your shit. You've got the branding down.
Yeah.
You know, so that you know, no problem. It provides kind of like a different feel to it. So people are going to notice that.
Yeah.
So
I guess for the whole goal for that is like we've always wanted to promote more like a brand rather
Yeah.
than a band
mhm.
because like that's just I think what will get more people invested.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure. As an advertising major myself, I can tell you
Yeah.
they teach you that
Yeah.
for sure in school. So, did you study anything
I-
like that, or did it just
I
come
went
out?
to school for recording
Okay.
and then went to school for like changed majors to marketing and advertising
Gotcha.
and then just dropped out to do this the whole time.
Okay. So I mean, hey, it
Yeah.
wasn't a loss, right?
Yeah,
You
no loss.
carried it with you. How about
Yeah.
you guys? What are you studying or studied?
I'm on a psychology and sociology major at U of I.
Okay.
In my 4th year, and
Gotcha.
I took as many music recording and production classes as I could that were available,
Yeah.
and now I'm just saving up money,
There you
doing
go.
this as much as I can.
Hey, there you go. That's perfect.
I mean, we're young, live the
Yeah.
dream while we can.
Yeah, exactly. And nowadays, like, if you feel the need and you want to go back and get a degree, like, you can.
Absolutely.
Like, no one's stopping you,
Yeah.
right? Like, there's no order to it. So, thank you so much, Haunted
Yeah,
by
of
Humans. Congratulations on the EP release.
Thank
Where
you.
can everyone stream it? Where can everyone find you? On
You
social
can
media?
find it on Instagram, on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find it on all platforms right now. So
Anything you listen to music on.
Spotify, Apple Music.
All right, and that is Ben.
Ben,
So,
correct.
awesome. Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you.